Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Miss Linda C. Jones YouTube Variety channel. I am coming to you live from my beautiful, historic hometown of New Orleans, Louisiana. Hope everyone is doing well out there, and hope anyone out there that needs some rain has some rain come your way. Personally, I always feel abundantly blessed, well, for many things, but when it rains a lot, never mind. I've never minded the rain, especially when it cools things down. And as long as it doesn't flood, this has been great. New Orleans has definitely been blessed with a lot of rain, and I'm mega happy about that. Okay, the title of this video is Judith Durham of the Seekers, Georgie Girl, which is one of the many songs that this wonderful group from the 1960s made so famous. Recently, I believe it was last week, news came out that Judith had passed away. So I send out my condolences and my prayers for Judith and her entire family. What an incredibly talented lady she was. So I want to share my little humble tribute. First of all, mega fan of Judith and the Seekers. As I have shared with all of you before, I was born in the 1960s, and so for many of us, when we love the music of an era that we were born in, often we discover this music later, maybe when we're 10 years old or a preteen or a teen or something of that nature. That's when we become aware of music from our particular generation. And so lately, it's interesting because lately, over the months and months and months, I've been listening to lots of music from the Seekers. So, the group consisted of the Seekers, Judith Durham, Athol Guy, hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Keith Potger, and Bruce Woodley. Those are the members of the Seekers. I'm going to place a couple of links in the description of my favorite two videos of the Seekers. One is going to be of Georgie Girl, and the other is going to be I'll Never Find Another You. Those are two of their most famous songs. So if you're interested in this music and you get an opportunity to check it out, it's really, really wonderful. So I know I'll Never Find Another You and Georgie Girl are two of their most famous, which happen to be two of my favorite songs from this wonderful music. I would say that their musical style was or is, because we can still listen to the music, is sort of, I would say, pop, folk pop. And the synergy of the bonds that these musicians formed among them, you could feel it, you could see it, you could experience it. They had a wonderful musical chemistry. Speaking of my Music Chemistry 101 videos, and they literally they had a synergy with one another. In some of my videos where I'm talking about some of the beautiful, beautiful experiences that God has blessed me with having, so many friends and people that I became friends with working with musically in my professional music career, it has been so exciting because there has literally been a synergy, if you will, of our friendship, of our voices blending, of all of these wonderful things that occur when you have that kind of musical chemistry. So, a cute little backstory. I was listening to a video just a couple of weeks ago, and they're from Australia, and so they became very well known in the UK, and then before you knew it, they were of worldwide fame. And so apparently Judith was working, had just obtained a job as a secretary, but she was a musician. And someone said, "Oh, I'll have to introduce you to so and so because, he's also a musician." So the rest, as they say, is history because they all hit it off. And again, their voices blend so beautifully. Even if you've never heard their music or you don't think that you may enjoy it, but I'm pretty sure you will, I would, just highly recommend checking out the intricacies of the wonderful harmony of their music. One of the videos that I'm going to post of them performing I'll Never Find Another You, there's a video of them going into a professional recording studio back in the day in the 60s. It's so cool. They're showing the outside of the studio. You'll see what studio that is if you watch the video. And it's so cool because, I've shared many stories of my wonderful experiences in the recording studio, and it is exhilarating. It's exciting. Not so much of that is done now because so many people have their own equipment, such as the Pro Tools equipment where they can do their own recording. But I have to say, going into a studio is a mega exciting thing. So then they show the inside of the building, and Judith and Ethel and Keith and Bruce are in the studio, and you see them and they're about to begin, and one of them says, "Let's make this it," or something to paraphrase that. And then you can see the studio engineer, and at that time it would have been old-fashioned equipment in terms of what we have now, but you see the tape rolling. It's just exciting, and you can feel that wonderful energy of them recording that music. The video that I'm going to put in the description of Georgy Girl, it's a huge, huge performance that they were having, and Judith has on this really pretty green dress. I'll tell you a little bit more about her clothing in just a moment, which I felt was an incredibly unique style to Judith. But anyway, when they go out before all of these people performing Georgy Girl, if you really listen to the lyrics and you listen to the meaning, it's so beautiful. I mean, I could go on and on and on about this, but I am going to do my best to keep this video within 10 minutes. So just to have a little bit more to talk about this. But in a more recent interview with Judith, the interviewer was saying, "Now, I understand that you made all of your own clothing." And it's interesting how, our self-perceptions, whatever it is, whatever reason that many people feel these things about themselves. It was really interesting because she said, "Yes, I didn't know this, what I'm about to share with you. But I just thought, wow, what a cool lady with these cool guys and this cool music group." And I really loved her style of clothing. I just thought it gave, an embodiment of her own unique personal style. But she said that she made all of her own clothing because she was overweight. And I'm looking and I'm like, what is overweight about this person? So of course, in that particular era, there was a model that came out. I'm sure you know the model's name. I do as well. And the model rather was beyond thin at the time. And so that's why it's really never good for us to compare ourselves to other people. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. One size does not fit all. And, that old saying, comparison is the thief of joy, is very apropos. And as I've shared in a couple of videos now, a poet from days gone by, Oscar Wilde rather, said, "Be yourself because everyone else is taken." And I am a firm believer in that. Be yourself, be true to yourself, be authentic to yourself. But anyway, the interview says, "Oh, like she shouldn't have felt that way." But just beautiful group, beautiful lady, beautiful music, all the guys, just really cool, handsome guys, and just all like that music just is captivating. And so this is just my little humble tribute. You can go online and here on YouTube and find all kinds of cool videos and the history of the Seekers. But I think their story is really cool, especially how they met and just all of it. I think that it is a wonderful, wonderful story. Just a little side note on the particular song Georgy Girl. It was released on October the 10th of 1966. The composers of Georgy Girl are Tom Springfield and John Dale. And so I'll list in my description the composer of I'll Never Find Another You, but also the composer of that song was also Tom Springfield. So two of their most famous songs. So anyway, if you get a chance, I thought you might enjoy those two particular clips because they really just bring out a lot, but just lovely people who work together so incredibly well. So again, rest in peace, Judith Durham, and thank you for sharing your musical gifts with the world. And thank you to all of the members of the Seekers. You have left behind a legacy of beautiful music with your beautiful, diverse voice. And amongst so many famous musicians that I am a fan of, I am a mega fan of all of you. And I'm so grateful that you gave your music to the world. So I hope everyone enjoys. And if you get a moment, check out these links of them performing their music. It will be two links in the link in my description of this video. Thank you all so much. I went a little over 10 minutes, but not too much. All right, everybody, have a beautiful Monday night. Peace out and God bless.